Welcome back to the OSM channel. I want to address a comment that I've been getting on a lot of my stainless steel videos lately. The comment goes on to say that real stainless steel is non-magnetic. Is that true? Well, it's a complicated question and I'm going to try and simplify the answer the best that I can. So, where to start? I'll start by saying for us consumers, you're generally going to run into three different series of stainless steel. There's other series, but generally you're going to run into 200 series stainless steel, 300 series, and 400 series. Now, all of these series are technically real stainless steel. They're just different grades, different series. Let's test them with a magnet. CART 400 series. Very ferrous, very strong magnetism. So 400 series is definitely magnetic. What about the 300 series? 304. Non-magnetic. 200 series? Non-magnetic. But it gets a little bit complicated. This ball valve is made of 304 stainless steel, but it has been machined. Now when I test it with a magnet, kind of hard to tell, but this is slightly ferrous, slightly magnetic. So I know you're wondering, like, how can 304 possibly be slightly magnetic? So is real stainless steel magnetic? Well, that's the wrong question. The real question is, what does the level of magnetism, if present at all, tell us about that stainless steel, and how does that help us identify as to what series or grade that stainless steel is? So, 400 series, in its raw form, meaning it hasn't been cold worked, cold formed, machined, or welded, 400 series is always very ferrous. It's always going to have a strong magnetic property to it. So if you're trying to determine what grade of stainless steel, start with the magnet. The level of magnetism is very strong. Good chance it's 400 series. It might be another alloy, but very likely a 400 series stainless. Now the 300 series and the 200 series, in their raw, unworked form, whether that be a sheet or a cast part, like a ball valve, before it has been machined, is always going to be non-magnetic. So this sheet of 304 hasn't been worked, non-magnetic, 200 series, in an area that hasn't been bent, non-magnetic. Now, what happens with this 300 series and 200 series when these series of stainless steel are either cold formed, welded, or machined? Again, they start to become slightly ferrous, slightly magnetic, and I have proof by way of this ball valve, but the magnetism is not that strong. So what does a magnet tell you? Well, this is a tool. This will give you clues as to what series you have. You know, if it's very strong, magnetically off the bat, good chance it's 400 series. If it's not magnetic at all, it's probably 200 or 300 series, and if it's slightly magnetic, then again, likely 200 or 300 series. So the next question is, how do we differentiate between 300 series and 200 series? Well, what you're going to need is a chemical reagent test kit. And this test kit has some type of acid in it. And what you do, you clean off the surface, put a small drop on, and then you check to see if that drop changes colors. You know, similar to a chemical test strip in a pool. If the dot stays kind of like this light green color, that'll tell you that it's most likely 304, 316. However, if it starts to turn this reddish brown color, depending on how reddish brown it turns, it changes color because it's picking up on high levels of manganese. So this 201, I believe they replaced the expensive nickel with high levels of cheaper manganese, and this kit picks up on that. So by determining what color that drop changes will give you clues, or rather a determination as to whether you have like a 304 or 316 or something in the 200 series. Those of you that have been watching the channel know that I bought this pan. It was advertised as 304, did the test, came back as 201. I did get my money back, thankfully, but this is just something you have to watch out for. So let's go back to the question at the beginning of this video. Is real stainless steel non-magnetic? Well, what do you even mean by that question? Are you talking about food grade stainless steel? Because when I talk about food grade stainless steel, I personally classify 304 and 316 as food grade stainless steel. If you want to get super technical, some people will argue that there are technically some grades of 200 series stainless steel that are food safe. However, I'd avoid 200 series at all costs because when you introduce heat and acidic or salty foods, I mean, heck, you can have popcorn, dog food, anything like that. Anything that is slightly acidic in the 200 series stainless steel will cause that 200 series to start to break down and leach manganese and other heavy metals, which you don't want that. You don't want that for yourself, for your pets, for your animals. So I just avoid 200 series for anything food grade at all costs. 304 stainless steel, that's kind of like a good standard. Most of my kitchen stuff, mixing bowls, things of that nature are 304. If you want to go up a tier to the premium surgical grade 316, that stuff is phenomenal. It's expensive, but that's kind of like real good stuff. Sorry, I'm going to get back in focus here. As for the 400 series, 430 stainless steel is technically food grade. I believe they use that a lot in commercial kitchens for backsplashes. There's also some other grades of 400 that are okay to be used for cutlery, knives. And the reason you need a 400 series alloy is it allows you to temper the blade and it allows the knives to hold a nice sharp edge. So there are some 400 series that are perfectly acceptable for cutlery, but generally you want 304 or 316 for your kitchenware, right? So when we're talking about real stainless steel, I'm guessing what that person was trying to say was food grade stainless steel is non-magnetic. And that might or might not be true. It all depends if that 300 series stainless steel was cold worked or machined. Like if I pulled a stainless steel bowl from in the house that has been cold formed, there's a good chance it's going to behave very similar to this ball valve in that it is slightly magnetic. But if it's really strong magnetically, like this 400 series, then I would say it's definitely, more of a 400 series. Very unlikely that it's a 300 series. So I think I kind of have that cleared up. Now the final wrench I want to throw at you here, this complicates things even more, and this is just something else you really got to watch out for. What is the difference between certified versus uncertified stainless steel? Now this piece of 304, this is American made. I got it from a local supplier. I think it was $65, about $3 a pound, 18 gauge, 2x4. And this is certified, meaning this conforms to American standards for 304 stainless steel. This pan right here, this was made from uncertified stainless steel overseas. Again, this was advertised 304, but I determined it to be 201. Now the danger with uncertified stainless steel is we have no idea what went in that kettle, what went in that batch. It could have been a chunk of lead, other heavy industrial waste metals that countries just looking to try and get rid of. So this is something you really got to watch for. Before you buy anything, always try and verify that whoever you're buying it from is a credible manufacturer and that their steel that they source is certified stainless steel. That's very important. So we have to worry about the different grades, the different series, and whether that stainless steel is certified or uncertified. So hopefully that answers some questions. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'll leave a link for that chemical reagent test kit in the description down below. Be safe out there.